I've grown my LinkedIn page to 45,000 followers and generated an additional $484,000 for my agency this year. Look, the truth is most people are using LinkedIn in the wrong way. And in this video, I'm going to break down for you the exact strategy for what content you need to post, how to do lead magnets to generate leads and get more clients for your agency. And everything I'm going to show you is based on my actual things that I do. I'm going to walk you through all of that. So let's jump straight in. This is me on LinkedIn. I basically, at the time of recording this, are almost on 45,000 followers, which I've grown from 0. And in that time, in 2025 alone, I sold basically $484,000. Ended up doing it via 2 different Stripe accounts and then using Pablo, ultimately delivering $484,000. So just from 45,000 followers, making $484,000. You must be thinking, how is that possible? And it ultimately comes down to this. So what your strategy should be on LinkedIn and in general, you should be making money from both sides of the business. Meaning today you are trying to find qualified leads. You must sit on Sales Navigator. You're scraping leads. You're doing all that stuff to find the qualified leads because you want to get high paying clients. And look, today my agency is called Genflow. Genflow today, as an agency, I provide services to brands. What are some of the biggest brands in the world? I help them with about 10 plus different services from CRO, design, selling digital products, manufacturing products, ads, growth, social media, etc. So we do a bunch of those things. We sell to creators, we sell to entrepreneurs, and essentially we are an agency. That's what we do. So ultimately, I'm always looking for clients, high-paying clients that I'm going to sell my service to with Genflow. But on the other side, what I use LinkedIn for actually is to sell digital products to unqualified leads, meaning someone like yourself. If you're a small business owner, you're a small creator, you essentially are not a qualified lead for me. So as a business strategy, I monetize the unqualified leads by selling them digital products. And that's precisely why I started LinkedIn, because the truth is my ideal clients are not on LinkedIn. Because essentially I work with the world's biggest brands and creators. I'm not going to be able to DM Dior and be like, hey, I can fix your funnel, right? It's not going to work. So for me, I only started posting and invest in people to help me do that to generate new revenue. And that was, I'm going to sell digital products, and I called it the Genflow Accelerator. And this is essentially where I help other business owners, agency owners scale their business and how it works. Ultimately, people come and join. We have some amazing businesses and agencies who are doing this. I do a one-to-one call with you myself. I audit your business, give you an exact growth plan. You have calls with my team. I give you exactly our contracts, all that stuff. Essentially, there's like 300 plus videos, whatever. The point is, strategically, and why LinkedIn, how I used it smartly was, I'm going to sell digital products to unqualified leads. So I need to go and get myself an audience of those people. So I need to post content to bring people towards me so they'll buy my thing. It worked because I grew to 45,000 followers and got $484,000 of revenue in the business while still doing my service and my clients and everything else. And just for reference, in 2025, the agency did $25 million in revenue. And now we made an extra $484K by doing LinkedIn. Could you do LinkedIn for lots of other stuff? Of course, I will tell you that as well. But just want to set the context for this video and to show you what you could potentially do with it. All right, and if you're new here, you don't know what I do, like Genflow.com, click the link below, you'll see it for yourself. We've actually done $100 million in revenue since we began, and who we work with, you will recognize some of the faces. Ultimately, I help the people that you watch on YouTube make a lot of money online. So anyway, let's get into it. So we're going to be talking about content and lead magnets, and we're running through like how to physically do it. So let's talk about your content strategy and why post on LinkedIn. So I just told you you can sell your own digital product, but ultimately you should be doing it for positioning. If today you want to sign clients for your agency, let's talk about that, right? Because I know that's what you want to do. You want to sign clients for your agency. Maybe you can also do what I'm doing. If you want to sign clients for your agency, you need to post content that shows you're an expert. Because no one cares about followers. People are going to see, are you a somebody that actually knows about the thing that you're saying and can you actually help them? So if you don't post content, you're not an expert. It's all in your head. Nobody cares. You're a ghost, right? So if you're an SEO agency, you need to be posting. If you're a design agency, you need to be posting. You're in a retentions agency, you need to be posting. Because the moment you send me an email, I'm going to check your LinkedIn and see if there's anything there. If there's nothing there, you're like everybody else who claims to know the answer, claims the uplift, claims I can do this and that. But it's not if you do physically showcase your skill unless you get on a call with somebody. And I'm not going to get on a call with a loser that has got nothing online, because that's what you are. If you are not posting today, you are in the 95% of people that are just going to suck and never grow. Because you have to showcase yourself online and position yourself. It's not about being famous. It's not about going and doing podcasts and standing on stage and all of that stuff. It's not about sharing your personal brand, right? Like, no, you're doing it for positioning. It's a smart play. So someone checks you out, they'll come back to your message. So you DM someone, you email someone, the very first thing they're going to do is Google you, find your LinkedIn, look at you. And if you have a solid LinkedIn, even if it's not that big in followers, your content is good and it's going to work out. That is why you must be posting. So let me tell you what content you should be doing, because I know that's where a lot of people get stuck. So firstly, there are 4 main content types: awareness content, educational content, storytelling content, and conversion content. I'm going to break this down. So awareness content, essentially, it's pre-validated ideas, right? So it's things that are already working. So the truth is, if you went and gone looked at 10 LinkedIn accounts and see what they're posting, you will start to see, this is what works, because they're doing it to get awareness, to attract people towards them. Ultimately, things your audience knows and agrees with, high resonance and shareability. Get new people to see your content, optimize for reach and impression. So like, what can you post that's going to bring more people in, right? Here's an example of mine. Your belief in yourself is your only real asset. Ultimately, anything mindset, talking about top line stuff, is more applicable. If there was a tactical post on raising prices for clients, that is not awareness, because it's too tactical, right? So awareness is top level content, which is going to bring the most brand new people to you. It's the most generic, and it will allow new people to come and see who you are. That's the first type of content. Second one, which everyone can do very easily. So the first one, very easy to do, because you just have to go and look at what else other people are doing and essentially copy it in your own way, because you know that is going to work in a content type. Second is storytelling. Obviously, this is where you can really dig into your thing. Ultimately, share your personal experiences, give an insight or lesson through it. One post, one story, one insight. Super simple. Help your followers connect with you, build trust, optimize for engagement. Again, the key thing here, it's storytelling that's going to position you as an expert. What you cannot do if you're a retention agency, you can't be like, I'm so excited because I've got another client. Oh, I remember the day when I only had 5 clients. Now I have 8. 20K MRR, bro. No, because if your client sees that, you are lame. If you're celebrating 8 clients, nobody wants to work with you because you are a tiny, terrible agency, right? It's positioning. You've got to come across as an expert. So you should be storytelling like, I remember the time I sent this email and we had the biggest launch ever for this brand. You don't need to name the brand and how amazing it was. You know, I still couldn't believe that I came up with this idea and blah, 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 blah. Or I remember the time me and the team worked for like 12 hours straight and delivered 17 things. Because someone's like, yo, I want to work with that guy. I want to work with the guy who works this much. I want to work with the guy that's a winner. I want to work with the guy that knows how to drive results. So that's the stories you need to tell, not stories about your journey and what you felt and like, oh, my mom didn't believe in me. Like, no, stories about your business and success. Here is me telling a story of one of the best reasons Genflow scaled fast. I gave equity to my best team members early. So if my client reads that, they're like, yo, even the lame guy on the call, because it's not Shan, they could have equity. So they could still be speaking to a co-owner of Genflow, right? And they'd be like, yo, what type of CEO is Shan that he's that dedicated with his team and his business that he gives them equity, right? It's positioning. I'm telling you, you're going to work with me. You know, I'm different, because that's the whole point, right? The point is you want to sign the best clients in the world. To do that, you got to show you're the best in the world in every way possible. Anyway, storytelling content. Just want to give you the mindset. Next is educational. This is obviously the detail, which is show your expertise, right? If you say as good as you are, you make your claims when you send your emails, I can get you this much more, that much more, whatever, right? This is it. Get your audience from point A to point B, solve a specific problem, get people to stick around, optimize for shares, lives, etc. So here's me doing that, like 3 sales tactics that are killing your close rate. Boom, boom, boom. There's some framework, etc. Right? So ultimately, education content, framework, list, hey, how this works, looms, processes, tips. That's what we're going to be focused on. And then very lastly is conversion style content. This is promotional posts, direct call to actions. You're reinforcing the problem, proof of credibility, and telling them to take action. Get people to take action, usually click a link or send a DM, optimize for things. So here we go. Here's me pushing people to YouTube to watch a video, or I'm pushing a lead magnet, I'm pushing a live event. Ultimately, We're trying to get them to actually try something. And lead magnet is the biggest one here because it's free. And I will talk about it a little bit more detail in a sec. But ultimately, lead magnets is what you want to do, right? Because you want to take someone from social media and bring them into your lead magnet and show them insane amount of value. So if you're a retention agency, you want to be like 9 ways we get 70% open rates and I don't know, 10% click rates. Give me your email. I'm going to send you the playbook. Imagine a DTC brand owner goes through that and every email is like, hey, book a call with us here. You will just get more leads. Or if you're smart and you realize I can also sell to unqualified, you should be paying $97, get my retention playbook. Money. Now, everyone that's reading that email either books a call or pays $97. Win-win, right? A lead for your agency or money in your pocket. But today, you're not even posting on LinkedIn because, no, I'm too busy, fulfillment, right? Like, come on. That's not good enough. Anyway, let's jump into it. So that's the type of content. I'm going to jump into a little bit of detail on the educational side because I know people struggle with, I don't know what to create content about. So here we go. Hijack other people's work to showcase your skill. Reverse engineer other people's businesses, funnels, launches. So one of the best ways to show your expertise is to literally take someone's thing and talk about it. I don't know, what's your favorite brand? Gymshark, Whoop. Take the emails, talk about them. Show your expertise. Even if it's incorrect, the truth is people will still think you're an expert. And when a client is checking your profile out, they'll be like, yo, he works with Whoop. For now, you're just talking through the funnel, but it will give that impression. And that is the whole point, right? You are trying to position yourself as a true expert. Review to show your expertise, breakdowns of what worked, what didn't work, add in your own insights, do this once a week. Number 2, talk about your own launches, whatever you have, without naming the clients and being lame. Don't say, I made this person this much money. The moment you do that, no one is going to want to work with you. So let's talk about it generally, not specifically. Make own frameworks, acronyms. This works really well. I do it, right? I call it hot outreach. It's a made-up thing because that makes it sticky. People remember it. Show why you're the best at what you do. In-depth content in your area. Make content that is more in detail than anyone else, right? So like in-depth. So if you are the retention agency, UDC agency, SEO agency, PPC agency, whatever, make real detailed shit. People are like, yo, shows a potential client what you really know, and ultimately it's a public sales call. If someone watches that full thing, they're going to want to work with you. Simple as that. Like someone watching this video will book a call and join Genflow Accelerator because they're going to be like, shit, Shan, you know all this stuff about all of this stuff. I want to know about all this stuff because I want to make all this money, right? Simple as that. And it's true. Every single time I put a YouTube video out or I post on LinkedIn, people book calls, people buy. Because ultimately, I'm showcasing my expertise. I'm doing it for that reason, right? I want to show you my skills, so you want to come work with me. Simple as that. And also, building an audience is important because if I'm going to sign the biggest creators in the world, I need to show that I know what I'm talking about. So if their manager, their agent, someone looks at me, who's this guy? I've never heard of Genflow. Oh, wow. He clearly knows a lot about business. Positioning, right? So I'm positioning myself for both sides of the market right now as I'm doing this. But I'm saying it like that because, the more you realize this and really start doing it for yourself, your business will absolutely change. Anyway, so that's kind of stuff we can do. A bit of formats here as well. So, carousel, but captions are great. Obviously, image, infographics, and quote caption. Ultimately, the content that you see on LinkedIn, very easy to make. All of this is made in Canva. And transparently, even the team that I have in place, I have one copywriter, one designer, and that is it to run LinkedIn and get to 45,000 followers. Very straightforward. Cool. So let's get to what does that look like from a week perspective. So this is a content calendar for you, literally, and you're going to do an educational post, an awareness, a story, conversion, awareness, educational story. Like, screenshot this, take a picture of it. Ultimately, that is your strategy. I told you the 4 content types, how you should post that through the week. It's 1 post per day. Here's an example for you. So if you're a short form agency owner, 10 types of visual hooks, educational, it's a carousel. The future belongs to creators, awareness, image post, talking head, story of how I got my first thing, story, it could be a video. How we increase website views by this much, conversion, carousel, educational, easiest way to convert short form leads into ManyChat, carousel, etc. You get the idea, right? So that's exactly how you would set up your own content, right? 4 content types, sit and start writing them, make the images. Here's a calendar for you to stop posting. And essentially that's how easily you can start doing this. I want to move on to the most important thing because if you can't get leads from it, you can't get clients from it, it's a waste of your time, right? I get it. So what you want to do, we're going to talk about lead magnets. So it's very, 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 very important how to do them correctly. Ultimately, the lead magnet is all about giving someone a quick win, a transformation, emotional relief, and the positioning decide if it works, right? So there's many different ways to do a lead magnet. Technically, you can do a PDF, a Google Doc, a worksheet, or whatever. What you don't want to do is create like a swipe file. One of the worst things you can do is here's 20 prompts, here's 20 this, here's 20 pages. No, insight. The whole point is basically with a lead magnet, you need people to come into your world and you need to be able to showcase them your skill. So what is the best thing you can teach someone? If I gave you $10,000 right now, what is the one thing you could do for someone? What is the thing you truly know about? I would focus on that. And essentially what that means is, what is the one thing you can solve for somebody by giving them to them for free, right? So my lead magnet that has performed exceptionally well is me saying, hey, you don't know how to outreach properly to sign clients. I do, because I've signed some of the biggest clients in the world. Give me your email, I will show you how, right? Because it's my biggest plus point. So what's yours, right? Because in that, the person will end up thinking, wow. So if you are a retention agency, right, like, what is it? What's the thing? Don't gatekeep it. Talk about it. Because you want every DTC brand owner to be able to go and pick it up and potentially book a call with you or buy your digital product, right? So that is the whole point. So with lead magnets, it's so important that it's just a singular thing. It's not a newsletter. It's not a swipe file. It's something that takes someone from not knowing something to actually knowing it. That's it. That is it. And then the format of that is up to you in terms of like the way you deliver that. So I'm just going to talk you through one of my examples. So this was my target audience, obviously, is agency owners, as I explained. Every day we solved one problem with one lead magnet. So I actually did a 7-day lead magnet run on socials. It was absolutely amazing. You can copy this strategy if you like. Each day I would do a LinkedIn post and essentially push out one lead magnet every single day. Did it on different topics, services, offers, sales calls, acquisition, SOPs, etc. All for free. People get it. And what it did was then she brought in lots of people, and every single day I'm emailing those people and ultimately selling on the back end to them. So either they're booking calls or they're buying products. And that's essentially how I drove $484,000 this year. Cool. So let me actually walk you through how you can do a lead magnet. So it's very clear. Solve one highly relevant problem. I just told you about that. You want to package it into a very simple thing. You're going to be promoting it. You're going to be collecting emails. Ultimately, you're doing posts like this. This is the last guide you need if you want to build $1 million agency in the next 3 to 5 years. Comment 5, I'll send it over. Here's another one. Ignore the top because basically when it goes viral, you have to put the link there to make it easy for people. Want the exact 7 frameworks I used to get to 100K a month if I were you. Boom, boom, boom. And you can get it here, right? So people comment and then I send it to them. So the funnel is they give me your email. I'll get the email. I'm going to email you for the next 7 days alongside giving you the free thing. So ultimately, start sending emails immediately. Your emails must build belief in what you sell, show proof of your expertise, teach frameworks, move people towards action, right? It's not generic 20-page swipe file random notion. So then each day in my thing, I'm actually sending 2 emails per day. 2 emails per day. And a lot of you may have even seen these emails because you must have seen my ads and you must get them. Anyway, you go through that and ultimately, this is what we do. Every single call, we're booking people to our one-to-one accelerator program for them to go ahead and buy. And it's essentially how I've generated $484,000 this year by doing that. So like, I'm using LinkedIn in my own way, in a smart way to sell what I want to sell. But at the same time, if I wanted to get clients as well, because I'm already positioning myself, it's already happening. Like even stuff like getting a retailer for one of my investments, Newtonic, it's because I have a good LinkedIn, etc. Point is, stop thinking LinkedIn is too late or it's not going to work for you, whatever. As an agency owner, especially, it's the one place where you want to make sure you have positioned yourself well. So post content, position yourself. If I was you, I would, yes, be doing outreach, DMing people to sign clients for my agency, but I'll also start to think of how to sell digital products to unqualified leads, which would be 90% of LinkedIn because it's just more money for you. And look, if you're like, Shan, I love this stuff that you're talking about, just click the link down below. Book a call with us and let us help you, because this is just a fraction of what we know and what we do for other agency owners to help them scale as I'm scaling my own agency itself. And look, with that being said, you've got 2 videos here that will show you exactly like how I do things and what you need to do to scale your agency. So make sure you check those out. But with that being said, 2 new videos every single week. Make sure you hit subscribe and I'll see you in the next video.